Hey, I'm Vince from VW Fitness, and tonight we're starting a new series, our first episode of Fire on the Flat Top. Tonight we are cooking up some hibachi. Let's get to it. Woo! So one thing that I wanted to do with the channel and with this new series is kind of highlight a local Austin brewery or winery, something local to Austin, kind of highlight it. So tonight we have Twisted X's McConaughey's. It's a hazy IPA. Cheers, you know, behind the scenes here. All right, guys, so obviously we are cooking on a flat top here, and underneath is a regular gas stove. But I actually did a video on this. You guys should hit the card up here to learn more about this Steelmade Pro flat top that we bought and that we've been actually cooking on for about the last month. So if you guys want to learn more information about that, make sure you hit the card up there. I'm not paid, endorsed, sponsored, or anything like that. It is, though, this thing's primo. Like, let's be honest, this thing's primo. So much fun to cook on, and I mean, you're gonna see it tonight. We're gonna cook up some really good food. All right, so first off, you're gonna wanna obviously turn on your burners. These burners have been going for about 15 minutes now. I do have an infrared thermometer gun that we were gonna check, make sure that everything's nice and hot and even. Now with the Pro Series, it is a thicker metal, so everything's actually gonna be a little bit more even than the standard series. So right now, our back burner is sitting at 230 degrees. Front burners are right around 311, and that's fantastic. We really wanna be right around 300 on our hottest part of the grill. All right, so one of the first things that you do at hibachi night, we've all probably been to Benihana or somewhere similar, right? Is we're gonna start off with our veggies. We wanna get those moving. So what we have here, 2 chopped up zucchinis. We're gonna toss those here on the grill. Now we have lightly coated this with a little bit of avocado oil. We're not gonna add anything else, but you will see we will add a little bit of butter coming here soon. So we'll toss those on. We're gonna toss on our broccoli, which is a full bag. Now, all of the ingredients that we picked up here are all from Trader Joe's, except for our chicken. Everything else you can pick up at Trader Joe's. This is a bag of pre-cut broccoli florets. Now, I think it's always kind of important to trim your broccoli. You wanna do that before you just throw it on the grill. Okay, so, gotta have the spatulas. It's probably the most fun part of this. And you just kinda wanna move all your veggies here, especially these two, because these are gonna take the longest to cook. So we're gonna get those moving here on the grill. All right, so next up we've got some frozen shelled edamame. I know Ryan loves this stuff, so we're gonna definitely toss in a few of these. Obviously your frozen stuff you're gonna wanna get cooking here. So we're gonna toss on, you know, about a quarter cup, half cup of those and kind of mix those in. The best part about a flat top is really, it's like pretty much non-stick, especially after, you know, weeks of use. You get that nice non-stick on the top. You don't have to really add any oil, and nothing's gonna stick.
How's that McConaughey's?
Whew. McConaughey's is definitely one of my favorites. Definitely one of my faves. Now next up, this is something that I just see time and time again. We all go to restaurants, and like you show up, and things aren't seasoned. Always salt and pepper when you cook, okay? That's just key. Add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And it's funny how much just those two things can add so much flavor, but yet a lot of restaurants fail to do it. Next up, we're gonna toss on a full bag of mushrooms. What's the best part about mushrooms? Let's be honest, no calories, okay? It's fantastic. So add as much or as little as you want. I know some people aren't big mushroom fans, but here in this household, we love the mushrooms. We're gonna add in some garlic. And obviously garlic, again, no calories here. So the benefit here is you can add in as little or as much as you would like. For me personally, I like to do about a full tablespoon at least in the veggies. Just kind of drop those in there. It's obviously gonna get mixed up. So the reason why I went, like I said, with the zucchini and the broccoli first is it's gonna take the longest to cook. Now these veggies are gonna sit on here the entire duration of our cook. So that's kind of the benefit here. I'm not gonna put the onions on top because obviously those cook so quickly. Now I'm getting to a point here where everything's starting to cook pretty quickly, and I'm gonna add just a tablespoon of light butter. So this is kind of a fire tip here when you wanna save some calories here. We have this Belayed light butter with sea salt. Now, I kind of looked for a lighter butter option. This only has 6 grams of fat compared to regular butter, which is right around 11 or 12 grams. So we're getting about half the amount of fat. same flavor, which is fantastic. And I mean, it's easy spread, so why not? So we're gonna do a tablespoon in here, and you're just gonna drop that right into the center of the veggies, and you're gonna mix that up. Okay, so my burners right now are on low. I'm gonna start pushing that up to a medium, especially on this right side, as we continue cooking to get that nice char. Whoo, man, this is looking, just smelling good. Just smelling good. So veggies are at a pretty good place here. They're starting to cook up. I can tell that the broccoli's starting to cook. You're getting a nice little char on the zucchini, which is fantastic. Now, we have 4 cups of just standard white rice. Did not rinse this off. The key here, this is absolutely pertinent for fried rice, is you have to cook this the night before. Let it sit in the fridge so that it dries out a little bit and it's not all moist and it's just gonna mush up when you throw it on the grill top. Now with this fried rice, we have 4 cooked cups here. We're gonna throw down a little bit of olive oil and a tablespoon of butter. And this whole bowl is gonna go on the flat top in 3, 2, 1. Woohoo, doggy. Okay, with the rice, you're gonna wanna immediately start moving that around because it's gonna start cooking pretty quick. Okay, we're still on a low heat here on this left side. I'm gonna turn that up to a medium heat here. And again, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Seasoning is crucial. We have some frozen organic peas here. We're gonna toss those in. Again, frozens need to go quick. They need to get on the flat top pretty quick. Then we have some shredded carrots. This is like the easiest way for me to do it. I mean, obviously you could just cut up carrots. For 99 cents at Trader Joe's, you just can't go wrong. For this, I'm just gonna do a handful on the rice, okay? And then we're gonna do actually another handful in our veggies. So we're at a good point here where I can start adding that on. So we're gonna mix this up with the rice. So yeah, one of the kind of like the benefits of cooking on a flat top, because not a lot of people have the opportunity to do this, is you really get to play with your food. You know, you're really just moving food around, you're chopping, and you know, it's just a ton of fun. And you don't have as many dishes. That's probably the best part. So with the fried rice, you can add in a little bit of sesame oil if you want, but obviously it adds in the calories. So tonight we are not gonna do that to kind of keep things on the lower end for the fat content. So once the rice starts warming up and the peas are starting to thaw out, this is how we get the color. Soy sauce, crucial. Now you can add in as little or as much as you want, but for me, I just like to give it a nice little back and forth, and same with the veggies, same thing. It's gonna add flavor, adds no calories. Obviously, this is a low sodium. Veggies are looking fantastic. So much color. It's getting a nice char. Nothing's sticking, which is great. The rice is sticking a little bit. Now, you can obviously add more butter in, more oil, but we're trying to avoid doing that. Every good fried rice has some eggs in there. The way that we're gonna do that is we're actually gonna make a little hole with the rice, okay? And we're gonna add a little bit of olive oil. Okay, now you can obviously add in as many eggs as you want. We're gonna crack this open and right in. That's straight fire. And one more egg. So we're gonna chop those up. And we're gonna kind of let those set for just a sec. Eggs have set. Oh yeah. Now we're gonna start stirring and mixing everything up. Okay, so the rice is almost done. Now this is, again, another thing that you gotta do when you're cooking. You gotta taste it. You gotta taste it to know how it is. It's almost there. Not quite fire, but we're gonna get there. A little bit more soy sauce. And that's another thing about cooking on a flat top. It's like supposed to be fun. Like we're not cooking for, you know, people at a restaurant here. We're cooking at home, just trying to have some fun. You know, maybe you got some friends or some family over. you know, and you want to do a hibachi night, like, this is just fun. All right, so let's go ahead and give it one more taste test here. Ooh, that is straight fire right there. Ooh, yeah, buddy. All right, so we're gonna move that to the center of our grill top because that is the least hot position where we can still keep our food nice and warm, but it's not gonna keep cooking at these high temps. All right, guys, we're at a point where we're gonna cook up some meat. My favorite part of the night. Now, we are also at a point where we can add in our onions to our veggies here, and they're not gonna get all soggy and gross, because that would be terrible. We do not want that. We are gonna add just a dash more butter on there, on the veggies, because you know what? Why not? No big deal. All right, so we're gonna start out with our chicken here. Woo! Okay, now you might be asking, whoa, that looks like it's been marinating. Yeah, it has, okay? These are chicken tenders. All we put in here is a little bit of olive oil, some kicking chicken spices, and some salt and pepper. That's it. Nothing else in here. Oh, actually, we did add a little bit of soy sauce in there because obviously we're going Asian inspired here all night. So we're gonna add in a little bit of olive oil just here in the back, just so things don't stick. Because it's chicken, we're gonna use some tongs here, and we're gonna get that chicken on the grill. Okay, so we've got all the chicken tenders on, cooking nice. Ooh, man, just getting a nice little sizzle in there, getting all those flavors moving. Okay, we're gonna get our steaks going. Obviously gotta have some steaks. I'm gonna turn up the heat to a medium high for the steak. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil again. We only got 2 steaks, but they're big fat boys. Bulking season, right? Am I right? This is a top sirloin here. It is the leanest part of the meat. So let's toss our steaks on here. Woo-hoo, you hear that? Okay, so steaks are going, chicken's going. This is the most important tool in your kitchen if you do not have one. Meat thermometer, okay? This is how you're gonna know exactly when that meat is done. And let me tell you, this thing has come in clutch to give me some of the best tasting meats ever. You want medium rare, it's gonna be medium rare. Perfect. All right, so I'm always gonna look for the edges of the chicken to kind of turn a white, kind of cooked color before I flip them. I want them to get a nice good char before I move them. Now, one thing that they do at the hibachi restaurants is they're gonna cut up the chicken, they're gonna plate it, it's gonna be nice and pretty. We are gonna do that. Now, this is, again, the benefit of cooking on a flat top is that I can go right on here and cut right on the stove, right on the flat top, right? With your pans, you're not gonna really wanna do that. Here, we can do that all day, every day. All right, so we're gonna flip our chicken. Oh, yeah, look at that sear. Ooh-wee. That is, I mean, that's fire. Okay, we're gonna flip our steaks. All right, so the steak seasoning is actually the exact same. We use some Montreal steak seasoning, 1 tablespoon with some olive oil and some soy sauce. That's it. Keep it super simple. You're not adding in really too many calories with the olive oil, and it's gonna taste phenomenal, let me tell you. All right, guys, so the chicken is looking pretty good, but obviously we wanna check it with a thermometer to make sure it's completely done. Now, here in the States, Fahrenheit, 165 degrees. If you're overseas in that Celsius land, you're looking at 74 degrees Celsius. So we're gonna just probe it. Okay, we're at about 129, 130 on most of these pieces, 136, so we're getting there. Okay, let's check the steak, same thing, not the same thing. Okay, we wanna be right around 120 to 125 for a medium rare kind of steak. All right, so we're gonna add in our green onions, which we've already pre-diced. These are 4 green onions chopped. We're gonna add those into our veggies and our fried rice. All right, so with the chicken, I'm actually gonna chop this up. We're gonna make sure it's 100% nice and cooked. Woo, it's just breaking apart. Okay, we're gonna squeeze all those pieces in the back there. Obviously not the cleanest cuts, lots of mistakes. Definitely can make a lot of mistakes on here. Very forgiving, which is fantastic, especially for someone that, I mean, let's be honest, guys, I just got this a month ago, so I'm still pretty new to cooking like this. It's a whole different style. Okay, so chicken's all cut up. So same thing here, we're gonna add a little bit of soy sauce. All right, so I'm gonna pull the rice off here because that is ready to go. Just gonna scoot over here. This is always like the trickiest part. I'll be honest. And we're gonna go right into the bowl. Obviously, hibachi restaurants, they use like the little mini bowls and they serve everybody, but we're going like family style up in here. Family of one plus Daisy. All right, so then we're gonna mix these veggies up. Now we got a little more space. Ooh. So we're gonna put these burners on the right down to low. Keep our veggies on here. And look at that fried rice. Ooh. Next up, shrimp. These are gonna cook super fast. Get a pair of tongs, olive oil, down on the flat top. We're gonna go a low heat here, because again, they're gonna cook quick. Ooh, you see that sizzle? We're moving. Now all we did with this is a little salt, pepper, red pepper flakes, and some garlic. That's it. Again, a little bit of soy sauce. Okay, we're gonna check our steak. Now these are fat steaks, so we are sitting at about 120 degrees. This back one is about done. So I'm gonna do something pretty crazy here on the channel. We're gonna pull this back one off, let it rest. Always let your steaks rest. We're gonna set this just right here. Let that rest. We're gonna let this other one cook. We're gonna throw down just about a half tablespoon of butter. Mix it all around. You know that shrimps are cooked when they curl up and they make a C. Anything past that, overcooked. We're gonna turn off the burners, except for this back one here. Make sure that this steak is fully cooked. We're at 124, perfect. We're gonna pull that off. Add that right there. All right, so we're gonna pull the veggies off, because those are done. All right, so obviously we've made a pretty big mess. You guys can see it here on the other camera, the other angle here. So the way that we're gonna clean this is we're gonna scrape everything off, all of our big parts. So scrape, see how easy that comes off? It's fantastic. Makes cleaning super easy, especially cooking so many different things all on the same surface. Okay, we're gonna scrape. So you're gonna wanna make sure you do this when it's still hot. And you might be asking yourself, why? Well, it makes it easier to pull all this stuff off. Just gonna use one of my bowls that I have so we're not clogging up our drains. Once we scrape the majority of everything off, all of our big particles are pretty much off the flat top. You can use the drip tray, which are located here on these holes. Personally, I don't use it. I think it makes a bigger mess. So what we're gonna do is take a paper towel, we're gonna fold it up. We're gonna put it on the flat top. We've got water here, okay? And we're gonna spray this down. It's gonna sizzle, it's gonna steam, it's gonna be fire, if you will. And that's just gonna loosen all of our other particles off the top of the grill. We're gonna use this, make sure you use something to hold the paper towel down. All right, so we've got a little bit left here on the sides that I'm just gonna scrape off. But aside from that, cleanup is done. Now, in order to take care of your flat top, you're gonna want to put a light coat of avocado oil, something with a high smoke point. And avocado oil is perfect for this. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the paper towels again. And again, you do not wanna touch this thing. And you're just gonna wanna work that into the flat top. You wanna pick up all the excess oil and just kind of lightly leave a nice coating on for the next time that you cook. It kind of gives us that non-stick and helps take care and obviously extends the life of your flat top. All right, guys, so we've cleaned the flat top. Now the big reveal. We're gonna slice this steak and you guys are gonna see the importance of a temperature thermometer to make sure that this stuff is perfectly cooked the way you want it. Oh yeah, just to show you guys, I'm not gonna cut all these pieces off. Bring this up for you. Look at that, it's perfect. That is a perfect medium rare. All right, guys, so we just plated up our hibachi night. We got our steak here, we got our grilled chicken, our shrimps, veggies, fried rice. It all looks fantastic. But you know what? It wouldn't be a cooking show if I didn't actually taste the food. So we got to do that right here, right now. Start out with the fried rice. That is absolute fire. You get the nice peas, the crunch of the carrots. You get a little bit of that soy sauce and the egg in there. Fantastic. Easy, easy, easy. Going for some veggies here. I mean, that's just like a clean bill of health right there. You get all your greens, a ton of different veggies, a lot of different antioxidants in there. Very low calorie, which is fantastic. We'll give the steak a taste because I love myself a good steak. Yeah, it's perfectly cooked, not overly salted, a little bit of that soy kind of flavor to bring out that Asian-inspired hibachi night. Try the shrimp. Perfectly tender. A little bit of a kick with those red pepper flakes, a little bit of some spice in there. And we'll go with some chicken to finish it up. I mean, you cannot go wrong with this meal. Bottom line here, as a fitness channel, we cooked up a protein, a carb, and your veggies, okay? So obviously you could cut back with some of the butter and some of the oil, make this a little bit even more healthy. But I think if you find alternatives, you can make this meal and it's gonna taste just as good as if you were to use regular butter and a ton of oil and make this really unhealthy. Fantastic meal. I'm gonna take one more sip of this McConaughey's because, I mean, for episode 1, I'm pretty proud, pretty happy. Cheers to you guys for watching. So if you guys have any suggestions for the next video, make sure you leave a comment below. I will take a look at them. If you guys got something, we'll try to make it as healthy as possible and we'll get to it. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you smash that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe and bell for notifications. And as always, we'll catch you guys in the next one.